And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome on in. It's Unicorns for Lunch here on SNSN. As you know, we here at SNSN go ahead and stream all the home games for the Norwich Sea Unicorns live from Dodd Stadium in Norwich. So, with that being said, every week we have a new guest, whether it's General Manager Lee Walter or another player. Today we have another player. We have a young man by the name of Aiden Stern. Tell us a little bit about Aiden, and we're going to play a video clip. As you can see him on screen, but we'll get to Aiden in a second.
Well, let's start with this. He's our Norwich Unicorns Player of the Week. Outstanding week for him, but also just a great human being. Always enjoy getting to see Aiden around the ballpark. Had a really nice week for himself, so excited to have him come on today.
All right, we're going to play a short clip of just give you an idea of him playing left field. So check it out.
Durso, couple of rising seniors. The 0-2. This is lifted out to left field. Well struck on the run is Stern. He lays out. He makes a diving catch. There's your Artisan Building and Remodeling defensive play of the game. Aiden Stern, full extension in left field. He robs Seth Alford of extra bases and the inning.
There you go. I mean, so there's your player of the week right there. I remember being on third base camera that night thinking, crap, I didn't get the shot, but Noel did.
Yeah.
So, that was a heck of a shot to miss. I was so mad at myself because he was like right in front of me for, pretty much. So, So anyway, let's welcome in Aiden Stern. Hi, Aiden. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
It was one heck of a catch.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure I was gonna make it, but I was happy I did.
Was that like a look what I found kind of thing, or?
I would say so. Yeah. I mean, it was the first one of those I've had all summer, so kind of got lucky there, but worked out.
You definitely got you definitely made the play. So, let's go. There we go. Adam, he's the Norwich Sea Unicorns Player of the Week. Tell us why.
Yeah, I mean, outstanding week for him, and really nice to see him and the offense really come to life in Vermont. I mean, putting up 21 runs against the Lake Monsters is no slight defeat. Actually, I think it was more than that. 14 in the opener of that series, put together another 12, so 26 runs there in those two
against
games
Vermont.
Against Vermont, they're second place in the league, but Aiden Stern there, home run, double as well. He hit over the 460 mark, but it's nice to see him be able to have some rewards like that. He's been a great player for us. Put him in left field, you can put him in right field, you can put him at second base. It doesn't really matter where you put him defensively. He's made some great plays for us. You see that catch right there, and then in the batting order too, he's been our leadoff hitter all season. He's been a fixture at the top of the order. He's always trying to get on base. He's not afraid to drop down a bunt. So I think when you look at the little details of a game, he executes those for us. It's a big part of our success right now.
So looks like I'm looking at his stats, 90 at bats so far for the Sea Unicorns, 28 of them being hits, hitting at a 311 clip.
Yeah.
So Aiden, give us an idea of your season, your first season with the Norwich Sea Unicorns and how it's working out for you. It seems like it's working out pretty good on this end.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a blast so far. This is probably my favorite summer, playing summer ball so far. Being a lot closer to home definitely helps, but I think playing for Norwich this summer and our coaching staff and the guys on the team make it so much easier. Like, they're so welcoming. I get all the opportunities I want or need, whether I'm playing good or playing bad. I get all the help that I need. I can go to guys like Dembro, guys like Gitch, all of our coaching staff that, will help you no matter how good or how bad you're playing. And, it's not like you're getting benched for having a bad weekend or a bad week. It's like you get the opportunities you want, out of a summer ball team, which definitely is very helpful and, very rewarding.
Adam, you want to caveat off of that, or?
Yeah, I think our coaching staff does a great job taking care of our players. At the end of the day, it's all about development. You want to see player growth, and I think that's the biggest part about summer baseball is you get a chance to go to the ballpark 6 days a week. Sometimes you're playing 7 games in a week like we are this week, but I think just getting reps to go out there and play every day and just have a chance to play and work on things helps tremendously with growth and development. And you see it in a guy like Aiden. And something I didn't touch on was the way he runs the bases. He leads our team in stolen bases. So again, little details of the game, any way he can help our team when he's been able to do that. But it's a chance where you get to go back to the ballpark. You see little parts of the game that you can continue to add into your game where you see fit. So whether it's dropping down a bunt, leaning into one like he did, he hit his first home run of the summer over there at Centennial Field. So nice to see him be able to get a hold of one. And then I think it's 13 stolen bases. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, team leading in that category. So you just look at little areas of the game that you can find improvements or make an impact on. And
Right.
I think he's done a great job in that.
Now, Aiden, you're one of the things I'd ask you, before we went on and everything was like your position, making that great play in left field. Is that's not your natural position? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, I'm not really an outfielder. I was actually coming into college was a catcher, and I played infield as well, but I played infield in college, played a little bit of outfield, but it was more of like something that I can do, not something that, I'm used to. I was always growing up either catching or playing infield, and outfield just kind of became something that I could add to my game. So it's not my first choice, but I go out there whenever I can.
Tell us about the Sea Unicorns surge, Adam. From a play-by-play perspective in the last week or so.
Yeah, I think it's just about having competitive at bats, and we had a lot of those, and we take advantage of our walks when we get them. But I just think the way we ran the bases too against Vermont, we're always looking for ways to apply pressure against their pitching staff. They have some really good arms in their rotation and in their bullpen as well. So it's nothing to look over when you look at the box score and you see 18 hits in one game. That's a season high for us. So hitting is contagious. You have to be on time when you're in the batter's box, and a lot of different guys. It's fun when things are going well, when you're all hitting the baseball. I think that energy is contagious, and we picked up on that. And nice to support our pitching staff with some of that run support. We haven't really had a lot of it throughout the season, so I know our pitching staff feeds off of it, and we just, I think, came to the ballpark every day over there in Vermont, knowing that we believed we had a chance to win every game. We knew where we were in the playoffs, and now we've leapfrogged the Lake, check that, not the Lake
the
Monsters,
Bees,
the New Britain Bees, which we're going to see 4 times this week. And we're starting to surge a little bit closer to the Nashville Silver Knights. So, again, it's a long season, and that's why you can never count yourselves out of anything. And I think it's good for the morale, the momentum. Once you find some ways to win some of those tight games, you go back to that opener of that series, a 12-9 win in extra innings. Huge win for our group to win that game in their house behind enemy lines, as we like to say. So that's a big win. They always get a nice crowd over there. They get into it. So big win for us to really come through late in extra innings. It was a back and forth game. And when you can win a game like that, it was nice to see what the offense did. Game 2, 14 runs on the board. Another
14-6 win.
14-6 win. So yeah, a huge win for us. And I think it kind of shows our team the level that we can play at. And we can play with anybody in this league. And you go back earlier in the week, we were up 2-0 against the Bravehearts over there at Fitton Field before that game was suspended due to rain. And we've beat Worcester a couple of times already this summer. So I don't think it matters who's on the other side.
I think anybody
field.
can beat anybody in this
100%.
in this league.
Yeah. What Westfield did to Worcester, they blew them out. So again, Worcester, I think, has been by far and away the best team in the league as far as consistency goes. But I think we have as good a chance as anybody to play right with them, play right with Vermont. And I think what's even more impressive is to win those games on the road. Those are big wins for us.
Well, I got nothing else for you, Aiden. Have a good day. Good night. No. I wanted to ask you, one of the things that was kind of like scuttlebutt behind the curtain, so to speak, at the beginning of the year, it was like for the first 7 innings, Norwich wasn't hitting
right
in any given game.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, in the 8th inning and the 9th inning, you guys would come awake, come alive. And there was it against Worcester? Yeah, they had 5 runs in the 9th inning. It's like, obviously, tell us about that, because it seems like it's the tale of 2 teams.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, it's like it was struggling, like Adam would said for hits. Now it seems like you guys are raining baseballs all over the place. Can you talk to us about that?
Yeah, it was definitely kind of an oddity having so many games like that to the point where, our coaches were kind of like, guys, like, you got to start pretending that the first inning is the last inning, and almost every inning up to that is the last inning because we're, in the eighth and ninth inning at that point. We were, definitely a team not to be reckoned with. And we've definitely made a big change from that. As you could tell from this past week and especially this past weekend. I think just the biggest difference is, we're heading somewhat towards the end of the season, and guys are kind of playing a lot freer, having more fun, more consistency with playing time. That there's not really too much, people worrying about themselves. Everyone's kind of playing for each other at this point and just having more fun. And I think that's where, the bats come alive, especially when you're, having more fun.
So one of the things that I know is that at the very beginning of the year, there's one team, and then with the portal and kids leaving and coming in, it's really a different team towards the end of the year. I mean, do you feel right now that the Sea Unicorns are a better team right now because of maybe the infusion of some new players, as instead of the first half?
I wouldn't say new. Like, we definitely get some new players that help us out a lot, but I think just as guys start to leave, and the team trickles down to most of the same guys playing every game, it just gets a lot more consistent. Like, who's going to bat where and who's going to play where, and whether it's we'll have like a couple lineups per week that go out there. It's a lot easier for guys that are playing a few days a week to have more consistency versus beginning of the year. You're playing once every 3 days just to get to see what the lineup's like. And for us, I feel like it just took a little bit longer. And now we're kind of at the point where we know everyone's strengths, offensively and defensively, and we can throw a lineup out there that we know is going to be consistent no matter really who's in the lineup at this point in the season.
So let's talk about the pitching a little bit, and how you feel about the pitching. Like, tell me, Adam, if you agree or you disagree. At the beginning of the season, it seemed like the starting pitching was a little sus, and then you had Wooten has really come along. Cardman has really jumped. I mean, how do you feel about the starting pitch? I want to ask you first. No, let's go to you, Adam.
Okay.
Just give us a short answer on how you feel the starting pitching is now, because I have a different question for him as opposed to the beginning of the season.
I think pitching is all about adjustments, and you just have to adjust to your level of play. It's different for everybody. You have different guys coming in and out, as you said. But I think once we got to week 3 of the season, the pitching has been consistent for us. It's been our best element of our team. It's a consistent pitching staff. And how about we shout out Landon Manzi right now? He was just drafted to the Texas Rangers,
yeah,
yesterday, and
Killingly product, right?
Yeah,
Killingly High School, yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool to be able to see.
I called one of his games.
Did you really?
Against Grizzled. Shut him down, man.
Yeah, so
it's got a sneaky curve.
Yeah, pretty cool to see what he did. He wasn't even our best pitcher in our rotation. I think that shows how deep we are as a pitching staff. And Luke Cardman, I think since his second or third outing of the summer, has been lights out. You see where his ERA is. It's sub-2 ERA. And you get to see a guy like Hector Alejandro come back. And then Matt Woon had a nice little couple weeks there where he went 2 consecutive outings of 7 scoreless innings of baseball. So that's hard stuff to be able to repeat, and he was able to do that. And every day he takes the mound for us. I don't think really doesn't matter who it is right now in our rotation. And then a guy like Frank Spirito, who will pitch for us, I believe, tomorrow against the Bees, has been excellent. ERA 0.6 over his last 5 outings. So our pitching has been our best element, and I think it's nice to see the offense really pick them up a little bit and give them some wins that they certainly have deserved.
Let's see. I was actually gonna. Does the X mean that they've gone? They're gone.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's been quite. Well, it's typical anyway.
Yeah.
There's a lot of turnover. So like Baglino's gone, Durso's gone, Faye's gone.
Yeah.
Ducatelli, I thought he was.
Yeah, he got injured, unfortunately. So I don't know if we'll get to see him come back. Then I think at the tab at the top, if you were trying to find our pitching stats, you can see some of those guys, and especially our starters, that have given us a chance to win any night. It's a deep pitching staff, and you need pitching to win. I think everyone knows that about baseball.
Yes.
It comes down to that, especially when you get closer to the postseason. And I certainly believe that you'll look down our rotation and see what we have. It stacks up against anybody else in this league. They can shut down opposing offenses, and the way the offense is played, I think we're one of the best teams right now in this league.
So let me ask you too, Aiden, different perspective on the question. So with the, maybe call it a resurgence or whatever of the pitching, for the second half of the year, and like Adam had said, with the ERA being really solid, especially as of late, how does that affect you being in the field, knowing that your pitcher has a great opportunity to have a solid performance on the field that night? How does that make you feel? Does it make you feel a little more confident out there?
Totally. It's honestly like a breath of fresh air. Like when you have so much trust in, the guy on the mound, and for us, especially with our starting pitching, like I'm out there 5-6 days a week feeling that exact feeling with just the guys that you just said, Wooten, Cardman, Frank, Spirito, my fellow Trinity teammate, Brendan Grady as well. It's like all those guys going out there. And, obviously if I'm missing a couple guys, but it's a lot easier. It's a lot freer to play in the field. You're not really worried about guys getting hit around, guys walking a ton of guys. It's definitely, it's way easier. It's a lot more fun being out there.
It's more fun to call too, isn't it?
Oh, it's fun. It's fun to call. I mean, all of our pitchers have been dialed in for us, and they're going to throw strikes. And when guys put the ball in play, that the defense behind them needs to make the play. Have to trust your defense. It's a huge part of it. But the strikeout numbers have been incredible to see. All of our guys have strikeout stuff. You see a guy like Brendan Grady, when his stuff is right, he's got a nasty slider in there. He's got a wipeout changeup that just falls off the table. So especially when they're in attack mode, it's a different type of pitching staff. And speaking with Zach Itcher, our pitching coach, have to believe in your instincts, have to believe in your mechanics. And when our pitchers are doing that, they're hard to hit against, because they feel as if whatever pitch they're throwing, as long as they're hitting their spots, they're going to get outs.
Gotcha. Aiden, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back in a minute and talk some more Sea Unicorns baseball with you. Adam and I are going to kind of slip into the Netherlands for a second, and we'll be back in a minute right here on SNSN Sports.
Today's program is being brought to you by the Burns Agency in Dayville and Norwich. Home, auto, life insurance, all from a family-owned agency since 1932. Call 860-774-8549 or find them on the web at burnsagency.com and find out why you'll buy better at Burns. The Burns Agency, a Hub International company. Strain Family Motors on Route 12, Lisbon. Quality used cars like the SNSN Strain Family Motors Mobile that you will see at all SNSN sports events. Oil changes, remote car starters, all available, and more in their service department. And if you really want to turn up the excitement, rent a Polaris Slingshot for the day and live it up. All available at Strain Family Motors, Route 12 in Lisbon.
If you're talking, they will hear you.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they gonna know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
You try.
Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
Okay, we are back. Wonder if Aiden's there. He is. I was wondering where you went.
Right. I'm back.
He's back. Major League Baseball draft.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I have posted on social media lately, especially in the last couple of days, is for those of you out there that, and I'm talking to you, that don't think Norwich Sea Unicorn or Futures League baseball is real baseball. What a load of crap that is right there. Adam, we just had the Major League Baseball draft, right?
Yeah.
What happened as far as Futures League kids? Let's start with first off Ben Rice playing for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Louis Guerrero playing for the Boston Red Sox.
Yep.
A couple of Futures League players.
Cam Schlitter.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. So he just made his Yankees debut, and then former Norwich Sea Unicorn. He was under a contract with the Unicorns. He never played a game for Norwich, but Javian Sandridge made his Major League Baseball debut.
Yeah. Back on the 5th. Yeah.
Against the New York Mets. So, yeah, it's certainly exciting to see. And then
gave up a couple of runs, but he made the show.
Yeah. So, it's incredible to see that. And then 2022, former Norwich Sea Unicorn Cam Maldonado was just drafted in the 7th round of the San Francisco Giants. So, yeah, it speaks to the level of play. And then AJ Solder. I think he'll go down as an all-time great Norwich Sea Unicorn. When he came to the Rose City, you knew he was a special player. He set a Futures League record for most triples in a summer.
Mm-hmm.
He had 8 of those. He was tied for the team lead in stolen bases with 20. Hit over the 330 marker for us in a 39-game stretch. Scored the winning run to, I think, ice the cake for himself in the Futures League Championship. He was drafted in the 16th round by the LA Dodgers. He was just at Seton Hall, and he was in the Cape Cod League already this summer.
He's already ripping it up there.
Yeah, he had 4 home runs, 4 of them with the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox, and then hit over 330. So, I mean, it's so fun to watch, and I think AJ Solder is one of the most humble guys around. He just goes to the ballpark. He just wants to work hard. And then most recently, Landon Manzi, who was scheduled to pitch for us today, but plans have changed. Landon Manzi now drafted 14th round by the Texas Rangers, and so cool to see.
So these kids are done, right? They're Major League Baseball prospects now.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of when Landon signs. And speaking with our assistant coach Colby Reggione, who is an assistant coach at Killingly, apparently the Rangers are very high up on Landon Manzi. He's 17 and a half years old. He hasn't even turned 18 yet.
Yeah, I know. Man.
I know that you got to watch him pitch over there at Dodd Stadium when Killingly played against Griswold. And
that was it. That was at Owenville Park.
Was that?
Yeah. You know who else was there? Was our intern Nick.
There we go.
He was there that game.
That's
it was
awesome.
a Saturday morning.
Yeah. So yeah, Landon,
and he wasn't even supposed to pitch.
Really? Yeah, it's cool to see a guy like that for us that's on the roster this season who took some starts, and it was impressive to see when his stuff was on. And I think the biggest thing for him is, especially for any young pitchers, to have confidence when you take them out. And he had it at home in that outing against Nashville. He racked up 5 strikeouts over 3 innings. So yeah, I think the stuff is certainly there, and it's going to be fun to watch his development path and where the journey takes him.
So Aiden, let me ask you, as you know, you were a junior in college, right? Are you going into your junior year or going to senior year?
Going into junior year.
All right, so you have another eligibility as far as college ball is concerned, like summer league, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. When you hear all of these names that have been drafted by Major League Baseball, someone like what does that do to you? You know, I mean, you're batting .311. I mean, you're having a great season, offensively and defensively. Plus, your wheels are fast. What does that do for you, looking towards your future, if it was baseball?
Right. I mean, it's definitely a confidence booster in terms of just playing in a league that has had so many draft picks. You know, whether it's in the past years or guys like Landon Manzi who are currently on the team. I mean, it's definitely like it's cool. In terms of myself, I guess it's kind of we'll see what the future holds for something like that. But it's definitely something I'd want to follow in those guys' footsteps. I feel like it's pretty cool to see, to put on the same uniform as guys getting drafted from this year to last year to a few years ago. And it'd definitely be pretty cool to be in the same spot that they were in.
So you're in your. Did you say you were a third baseman? You were naturally a third baseman.
Naturally, anywhere in the infield, second
Okay.
base.
So if you become a third baseman in the major leagues and they ask you to play first base, what will it be? Play. Sit
Yeah.
down and just play.
Yeah, I don't know if with my size anyone's gonna be asking me to play first base, but you never know, I guess.
Oh, you never know. You're 5'8", right?
Yeah, 5'8".
Okay. All right. Yeah, little Raffy Devers dig there. Even the San Francisco Giants media don't like him anymore.
No.
They're already ragging all over him. Yeah, everything. So, but I think that anybody that plays in this league, the goal is really to continue on with their baseball career, is it not?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, especially at this point, I feel like you could definitely see it as like a stepping stone to the next level, whether that's like the next level in terms of summer ball or professional baseball.
Mhm.
Like you see a lot of guys before they actually get really good. I feel like you see them in this league, or whether they're already really good, and like that progresses, that sends them to leagues like NECBL or the Cape, or getting drafted even. So
Right. Adam?
Yeah, something I forgot to mention, but I know he's not a Norwich Unicorn, but Liam Doyle, a former Nashville Silver Knight, was taken 5th overall in this past year's Major League draft. He becomes the highest.
Round one?
First round, 5th overall pick in the
Wow.
draft. He becomes the highest Futures League alum to be drafted in Major League Baseball that early. And then we had Kalen Culpepper for us. He was drafted first round last season in the Major League draft. So it's cool to have a former Unicorn alum be drafted that high in the first round. So yeah, certainly exciting to see. Baseball is all about a game of opportunities, and it was fun when we had Jim Laritz in the broadcast booth, and when we hosted the All-Star game last summer, his message was, it doesn't matter where you play, it's just about making an impression, and you never know
They'll
who's
find
watching
you.
right? Yeah, as long as you're good, they'll find you, and you never know who's watching. And it was incredible to have him come up on the broadcast for that half inning with me and just share some great baseball stories. He was an all-time legend for the New York Yankees and what he did in that postseason push. So yeah, and the All-Star game is right around the corner for us in our league again this summer. So yeah, it's exciting to see. And when you hear stories like that, he was found just playing summer baseball. I don't remember where he was. So it was a cool story to hear. And I think
Jim Laritz?
Yeah, the Jim Laritz story. And I think it's applicable to anybody that plays baseball, especially guys that, haven't really been on anybody's radar. You just go out there and play the game that you love and have fun out there doing it. And you just come to the ballpark with a good attitude and a high compete level. I think anything's possible.
Yeah, I think they look at more than just, how you play. They look at how you hold yourself, your composure, how you're going to look representing their uniform. But I get one thing that I think is really spectacular is that even during last year's All-Star game at Dodge Stadium, I remember when Gio Conti came out and he pitched. I'm not even kidding you. There had to be 30 people with radar guns clocking them. So just when you think nobody's watching, everybody's watching. In every game that I've seen, that I've been, because I've been predominantly on the third base camera this year, there's always somebody over there with a notebook, with an iPad, and they're watching, so this is no joke, that's why I almost get insulted when people tell me, well, that's not real baseball. It's like, look at Jagwagon. Yeah, it is. I mean, you have no idea. And, then you have young men like, Aiden Stern, batting 311, kicking it, stealing some bags.
Yeah.
Taking them home. What do you think? Where do you think your future lies? If you could look in